Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of the HermitPack. In today's episode, we might be doing a little bit with applied energistics, prepping some stuff here, but it's a slow going. So there's some other things that I want to do as well before we get into that applied energistics stuff. So, one resource that's very important in modded Minecraft, ender pearls, and we have a whopping 150 of them, which is really, like, nothing. We are very low on ender pearls, and we have a poor man's enderman farm over here, running off just a regular vanilla spawner, and it does work. It will spawn endermen, they will fall, they will die, things will happen, but it's not exactly ideal, because I have to basically be AFKing at that farm in order for it to work. So what I want to do is I want to set up a powered spawner, at least for endermen, possibly for pigmen as well, because I'm actually pretty low on gold too, and gold is like super important for applied energistics, like incredibly important. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to basically try and upgrade this farm and then automate it a little bit as well, because if we're doing pigmen, we're going to get all sorts of gold swords and junk like that, and I want to make sure that this stuff does not end up in our storage system, because it's essentially useless. So that's another thing we want to do. And then also, this is something I already did, but I did it on your guys' suggestion, so I wanted to show it to you. You guys pointed out to me a couple other ideas for energy transfer. We kind of talked about that a little bit. I think it was last episode, and how the whatever they're called, the quantum entangloporters, basically the mechanism tesseracts, they can only transport 400,000 RF per tick. So a lot of you guys said, well, you know, the universal cables from mechanism actually kind of compound their RF. So, for example, each one of these ultimate cables transfers 128,000 RF per tick. However, 2 cables will basically be able to transfer 256,000 RF per tick. 3 will transport whatever 3 times 128,000 is, and so on and so forth. So by running this ultimate universal cable all the way over to my my induction matrix over here, I can actually input a lot of RF. I think it's like 16 million or something like that is about what it caps out at, because it's just shy of 2 stacks of these ultimate universal cables. I haven't actually been able to get the generator, the reactor back up to that in a while, though. I'm gonna try firing it up again in about another 30 to 50 million RF. We'll give it another go. But in the meantime, my other power gen sources they're doing the job. They're doing the trick. So let's go ahead and get into doing some work over here on this. I've already got a quantum entangloporter made, which is how I'm going to get the power over there. So basically what I need is 2 powered spawners. That's what they're called. I had to think for a minute. So we actually have a zombie pigman powered spawner. Well, I guess we'll do zombie pigman too. I was thinking about doing that anyway for gold, so might as well do one of those and then the other one for enderman. That actually saves me a time. I wonder how long that's been sitting in my my refined storage system. Probably quite a while. Anyway, let's grab an empty powered spawner. We need to combine this with a broken spawner and an anvil. Looks like there's going to be a few different things I need. So let's grab 1 vibrant crystal, and we're going to need a second one of those. Powered spawner. There we go. And then we're going to need a machine casing. That's easy enough. Just make one of those. Grab that bad boy. Okay. Electrical steel. I don't think I have any of that. Let's just see. Electrical. Nope. Gonna need some electrical steel as well then. What goes into making that? Iron, coal, and silicon? Okay, that's easy. So iron, coal dust, and silicon. There we go. Let's just toss that all in there. Let that cook up. Also, I should probably mention, Torturino has been removed from the server, not from the Modpack. At least that's my understanding. It hasn't been removed from the Modpack itself, just from our server. And yeah, so that's the thing. We no longer have Torturinos, compressed Torturinos, any sort of Torturino whatsoever. They are all completely and totally gone. We were basically having some issues caused by them because they are capable of generating a lot of lag if you misuse them. And by misuse, I mean leave them running constantly. Which, admittedly, I'm a little guilty of. I've been known to do that from time to time. I did remove all of my Torturinos a couple days ago, but we ultimately made the decision to completely remove them from the server, so nobody has Torturinos anymore, which means it's going to be a little while while we're waiting on this electrical steel to cook up. That's okay. I think this is actually enough right here, and then we also need one more thing. We need one of these Z-Logic controllers, and that's pretty easy too. We just need a little bit of solarium, a little bit of silicon, a little bit of redstone, and a little bit of zombie head. There we go. That should be good. And let's just go Franken zombie, zombie electrode. Oh, I'm in the wrong machine. Here we go. Z Logic. Let's just make one of these guys. We'll let that cook up, and that should be everything I need for the powered spawner. Now, I am going to need the Enderman spawner that's down here. I think I'm also... Well, do I need to light it up? I probably don't need to. I probably should light it up, though. Let's grab our Silk Touch hammer so we can hammer that safely. And let's just kind of do something like this. And let's figure out, we're going to have, if we do this right, we don't actually need, I could put one of these spawners away, because what I'm thinking is we'll put a quantum entangleporter right here, and then just do one pigman spawner. So here's what we're going to do. I've got a moving wand here. There we go. That's what I need. Chest transporter. Let's grab one more of those. We'll just swing over here and grab that zombie pigman and that zombie pigman. That should do. And then we actually need to break, or not, let's do this. Oh, you know what? We should also put these away. Otherwise, that mining fatigue is going to mean that we have to wait, basically, forever. There we go. Broken Enderman spawner. That's what we needed. Okay. So, let's toss that in here. Does this tell us... It doesn't say what kind of spawner these are carrying, but I'll just toss them in there, and I'll try to remember that they're zombie pigmen. No big deal. Okay, so we got our zombie pigmen. We've got more of that. We need this right here. Let's toss that stuff away, and I think I have everything now for this powered spawner. Yep, looks good. Okay, so now in an anvil, and let's just take all the levels, no big deal. In here, we go empty powered spawner, Enderman, and that will give us the Enderman powered spawner. Put all my levels back because I don't need them anymore. And then we just need a quantum entangleporter. Okay, so basically what this will do then... Oh, also, we need a couple of high-level capacitors. Let's see. I don't know. These actually are capacitors, these ones you find in chests, but I don't know what level they are. So I think what I'm going to do is make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And 2 octadic capacitors. There we go. That should do. Okay. Now, in here, yeah, we can leave the torches there for now. Oh, I fell. Let's go powered pigman, quantum entangloporter, powered spawner. Okay, so we got our enderman and our pigman there. Now we want to set this to power. That's all good, the way we want it. And then these are going to spawn pigmen and endermen at all times. Just all the time. And that's what we need. And then these other torches, I'm just going to get rid of them all together. And that is super loud, but that's okay, because I think that was all the torches. Ah, no, it wasn't. I missed one. Ah, that's all right. Break that torch. Now we have all the torches out of there. Okay, so that's going to spawn all sorts of stuff. Now, the downside to that is that even though it's going to spawn all sorts of wonderful stuff for us, which is great, and send it into our system, which is also great, a lot of that is just going to be junk. Golden swords and stupid things like that. So, I think what we want to do is set up some way to void those items. So, let's take a look. Is it this one I break? Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look here. So all the items from this farm are getting brought into this chest. And actually, let me turn off my coin of fortune. There we go. So all the items from the farm are getting brought into this chest. We're getting chest plates. We're going to get a billion swords of every type, which isn't exactly ideal. It seems... yeah, I guess they are getting extracted. Okay, good. So I think what we want to do is just keep this pretty simple. And basically set up a place for things like swords to go. So let's take a look at item filters. And I may need an advanced one for this. I don't remember. Advanced existing. Mod filter chargeable. Let's take a look at a basic one and see if it has what I need. I don't know if it will or not, but we're going to find out. Let's just go. Oh, those are not Ender IO conduits. Here, we'll just run over here. All right, let's try this out. So if I put this right here, whitelist, ignore metadata. Good, that's what I wanted. So I think I can do this with a basic filter because it's the MBT data. I want to make sure that all golden swords, and for that matter, most other types of armor, of the gold armor, I want to make sure that that stuff ends up being voided. So let's also look at another thing here. There's this pretty cool thing called an item nullifier, and I want to make one of these too. It's basically a trash can, but it's just from a mod that I've never really played around with before, so I want to try it out. I know I certainly could use other items, but let's give this thing a go. Fluid grid, give me a bucket of lava, and let's make an item. Oh, I see. Well, that's going to be a recipe conflict. Okay. So much for that. Let's see. Let's see what else we have as far as void options go. JEI synchronized. There we go. So void stuff. We've got void stone, which isn't useful. I'm sure there's like a void upgrade. which destroys excess items. We might just have to do the trash bin. It's plain old trash can. Energy fluid. Yeah, I think we are. We're just going to have to do the regular old trash can, even though I really wanted to avoid using that trash can. That's all right. So let's grab a gold sword. And in theory, using this item filter and an item conduit and the trash can, we should be able to make sure that none of these swords end up in our system, which is what we want. So let's see where they're coming in from here. So what we're going to do is put a trash can here, insert filter, golden sword, ignore the metadata, and then we're going to change the priority. So essentially, gold is going to end up in any gold swords should pretty much automatically end up right over here. I think. I mean, obviously we're going to have some of this kind of stuff that's already in the system. But let's clear those out. And let's just check and make sure we don't end up with any more gold swords. And I know it's kind of loud, so I apologize, but I think we'll be okay. The other thing is I can kind of peek in here and just see if a gold sword pops in. I don't think I'd actually be able to see it. But I'm not seeing any more gold swords. While we're at it, we can add some of these other things like chest plates. There's a gold sword right there. Is it different for enchanted gold swords? Are those... I may need a different filter. Yeah, because look at that. I have that specifically whitelisted here. There's stuff. Okay, so this is not working the way that I want it to. And that's okay. That's all right. We're sciencing it. We're discovering how this whole thing works together. So, let's make an advanced item filter and see if that solves our issue. Looks like we need to take a little bit of a sleep first. Sleep. Good. Okay. So, advanced item filter requires paper redstone, Z-Logic controller, so I'm going to have to make another one of those. Redstone, silicon, zombie head. So let's do one of those. There we go. Toss that stuff back in. And then, do I have paper? Not a lot. I do have a ton of sugarcane, though, so that's no big deal. I'll just make a couple stacks of paper, and we should be fine. Okay. Got our Z-Logic controller. Toss that over here. Item. Filter. There we go. All right. Hopefully this will do what I need it to do, because I need something that will ignore NBT data. And I was hoping that ignore metadata would do it, but it seems like that is not the case. So there we go. So match metadata, ignore NBT data. And now what we need should be good to go. So I guess we'll just do this to save us a little bit of time. Of course I'm not in range. Sword? Toss me a sword? No sword. Typical. Just my luck. That's how it always goes. That's all right. We don't want all those swords clogging up our space, so we'll just grab those two for now. And we could also look maybe a lapis lazuli helmet, armor, legs, glowstone legs. There's so much of this, like, just junk stuff that I don't want at all. Boots, boots, boots. That should be good. The majority of it is going to be the glowstone swords coming off the zombie pigmen. That's really going to be the worst out of all of it. So beyond that, I'm not overly concerned, as long as we're catching the glowstone swords, or the gold swords, I should say. So there's that. Now, if I throw this guy, well, that's going to end up going onto this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's an advanced item collector there. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. Okay. No wonder I'm having issues. Derp. Okay, no big deal. So this is the one that leads back. So actually what we need to do, grab our garbage can and put it here. Insert. There we go. So that as stuff gets pulled into this chest from above, which it just did, it gets put into here before it hits the quantum entangler porter that sends it where it needs to go. That is what we actually need. There we go. Now we should be good, because I thought there was a machine that was sucking the stuff up there and then bringing it down, but it's actually getting picked up by this advanced item collector right here. So, okay, now I think we're good. That should work, in theory, at least. And we should get all sorts of goodies now, but not these annoying gold swords that everybody hates. So I think we're good. Okay, let's check on our reactor. Is this guy ready? Yep, looks ready. Hull room, good. We have fuel. Let's make sure it's not night. Good. Okay, this should start the reactor. Looks like it did. We are outputting a lot of RF. Looks like we're at what? 6, 8 million, 9 million, 10 million RF per tick right now, which is fantastic. Let's go check and see if how much we're getting in our induction matrix. Let's see how this works. Input, 15 mil. Nice. 15 million RF per tick, and this thing is filling up super quick now. And I can still output 400,000 RF per tick. I could also add a couple more outputs to this thing and be good. But this thing stockpiles like 30 giga RF per tick, which is fantastic. And it looks like, I mean, yeah, 15, looks like this caps out at probably 15 million for my RF. And now it's limited here because it can't input more than it has room for. So basically its input and its output are going to be the same now. So that's awesome. You guys also told me that in actually additions, the laser relays, these extreme energy laser relays, these guys apparently don't have a limit to how much they can transmit, although you do take a percentage reduction in the energy every time you link it to a new relay or whatever. So that could also be another option for transferring massive quantities of power as well. But I think we're pretty good. Let's check on our... Oh, I see you, Guardian. I'm going to kill you before you kill me. That thing They attack me all the time. They're so mean to me. Looks like this is completely wiped out, so I should have a ton of logic processors now. Well, maybe not a ton, but enough to get started at least. Let's see. Yeah, about 600. I've got 575. That'll be enough to actually get me started with applied energistics. Because the annoying thing about applied energistics is that for the 1K storage components require one of those logic processors. Nothing iron. It's logic. The gold. Although I guess that makes sense because the 4 presses are silicon, gold, diamond, and Cirrus quartz. So I guess that makes sense. But basically, I'm gonna need a ton of these gold things to make enough storage to transfer all my stuff over. So yeah, that's the thing. But we'll probably do that next episode. Because guys, for this one, unfortunately, I am out of time. So my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.